Have you ever seen someone make a bad decision, then make another bad decision trying to fix the first one, and then another one trying to cover up the second one? Before long, nobody is solving the original problem anymore. They're just managing the consequences. That's where Israel finds itself today. Good morning, family. It's time for your morning juice. As we come to the final chapters of Judges, Israel realized it has a serious problem. After the Civil War, only 600 Benjamites remain alive. An entire tribe is on the verge of extinction. If Benjamin has no wives, Benjamin has no children. If Benjamin has no children, one of the 12 tribes of Israel will disappear forever. So the nation gathers before the Lord as they've done before. They cry, they worship, they offer sacrifices. But this time something happens a little differently. Nobody seems to stop and ask, how did we get here? Benjamin was nearly destroyed because they protected wicked men instead of confronting evil. The nation is grieving the result, obviously, but nobody is addressing the root cause. Sometimes we are so focused on fixing consequences that we forget to learn from the decisions that created them in the first place. And get this, they move on without waiting for God's answer. The leaders discovered that the city of Jabesh Gilead did not participate in the National Assembly, so they attacked the city. But here's what makes this troubling. Jabesh Gilead wasn't a foreign nation. They weren't Philistines. They weren't Canaanites. These were fellow Israelites. The same nation that nearly wiped out Benjamin is now attacking other Israelites in order to save Benjamin. 400 young women were spared and brought back to become wives for the surviving Benjamite men. That's a problem. It still wasn't enough wives. So they create another solution. During the festival of Shiloh, the Benjamite men were instructed to hide and take wives from among the dancing women. Again, these are not foreign women. These are daughters of Israel. Families of Israel are now paying the price for decisions made by who? Israel. One compromise creates another compromise. One solution creates another problem, and nobody seems willing to stop the cycle. The leaders already know the fathers and brothers of Shiloh will object. Of course they will. Their daughters have been taken. So before anyone complains, the leaders already have an explanation prepared, a defense, a justification, a reason why everyone should accept what happened. Did you catch that? They aren't asking, is this right? They're asking, how do we explain it? That's a dangerous place to be in. When we spend more time defending a decision than examining it, we've usually already made up our mind. So what's the point of a conversation, right? By the end of the chapter, Benjamin survives. They believe the crisis has been solved. The tribe is preserved. Everyone feels that they can finally breathe again. But very few people stop to consider how they got there. Remember Micah? He thought he was right. Remember the Levite that thought he was right? The tribe of Dan thought they were right. Benjamin thought they were right. Now the rest of Israel thinks that they're right. Everyone has a reason. Everybody has an explanation. Everyone feels justified. And that's exactly why the book of Judges ends the way it does. The final verse says, in those days there were no king in Israel. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. But Israel did have a king, God. The problem wasn't that God stopped leading. The problem was the people stopped following. And by the end of Judges, the enemy isn't outside of Israel anymore. Israel has become its own enemy. One compromise led to another. One decision led to another. One justification led to another. And innocent people kept paying the price. First it was the concubine, then Benjamin, then Jabesh Gilead, then the daughters of Shiloh. Somebody always paid for compromise. And that's why the real question isn't what seems right to me. The real question is, what does God say? Because when people stop asking what God says, they eventually begin asking, how can I justify what I already want to do? Sip on that, family, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.